So, I mean, people who are watching this on YouTube are gonna be able to see you. People who have known you are gonna be able to see you. You're freaking huge. And well, you're in your 50s, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm 56 now. I'm just a shadow of my former self. I used to run around
Okay.
at 285, 300. I'm down in the 30s now, 235.
Yeah. Well, okay, so this guy is 56. He's an absolute beast. Used to be called the White Rhino, and you follow him on Instagram and you see how much weight he lifts. There's also going to be people who are listening to this who, as they get older, they're concerned with strength training, or there may be people recommend like you shouldn't be strength training as much when you get older. You don't want to get hurt. What has been your philosophy for you personally? Obviously, you're coming from a standpoint of like, good form, like you know how to recruit the right muscle groups. You already have a base of strength built up, so you're less likely to injure yourself. But what is your philosophy with regards to strength training as you get older and how you stay safe with it as you get older?
Yeah, it becomes more and more necessary the older you get because we suffer from some degree of anabolic resistance. The protein that we eat isn't digested as efficiently. We suffer from muscle loss, sarcopenia, uh, bone mineral density loss we see commonly, particularly in women. And those kinds of things can be prevented and reversed and improved with some resistance training, and particularly what we call axial loading. So things like weighted carries or even like a trap bar deadlift. I don't want to frighten anybody. So I mentioned the trap bar because it's got elevated handles and it's really easy for anybody to learn. It's the learning curve short. And it's just important that you do something with resistance in order to keep those muscles strong, so that, particularly for people in terms of it helps with balance and trip and fall and those kinds of things. Just being able to pick up your grandkids and play with them. Weightlifting is very low in terms of its injury, probably similar to swimming, to be honest with you. 65% of injuries that occur in the weight room are people dropping weights on themselves. So it's accidents, it's not injury. The most important thing, as you mentioned, is to get a coach to show you how to lift correctly. So biomechanically that you're not doing anything that might compromise yourself, and then just to gradually progress the load. You don't have to go 0 to 100. If you can only lift so much weight for so many reps, that's a great start. What you'll find is each time you come in, every week that you come in, you'll be able to do 1 more rep or 5 more pounds. And it's very rewarding to see how quickly you get strong and how fast those muscles adapt. And so I would recommend it for everyone. Dr. Peter T has talked about this extensively. The American Heart Association just released a statement that said that resistance training is equivalent to cardiovascular exercise for long-term disease risk. Now, mind you, they also suggest that both together are superior to either of them separately. But if you're doing one or the other now, and we know you get at least as much benefit cardiovascular wise from resistance training, but you get the additional benefit of the lean muscle mass gain, the strength gain, and the bone mineral density improvement, which can't be obtained from just consuming more protein and calcium, by the way. You have to have the lifting stimulus in order for those substrates to be able to utilized for bones. I would suggest if it was one or the other, it would certainly be weightlifting in that regard. And then my cardiovascular recommendation for my clients is just to take 3 10-minute walks a day because they're sustainable. You can do them anywhere, anytime. You don't have to get in the car and drive to the gym and get on a treadmill, which is nauseatingly boring and probably not going to be something somebody will adhere to long term. They get busy and they got kids and a career. But just take you a 10-minute walk when you get up in the morning, and then sometime around lunch, after you eat, and then sometime at night. That's 30 minutes of exercise a day. That's 210 minutes a week. That well exceeds the 150 minutes recommended by the American Heart Association for cardiovascular fitness.
That's great. That's great. Well, this has been absolutely awesome. People have learned so much about how to, in a healthy manner, bulk or gain muscle, and how to lose, and so many other things as well. I know people are going to want to go learn more about you and follow you and stuff if they don't already. So you need to make sure you go follow him on Instagram at Stan Efferding. Go to his website, stanefferding.com. But also, if you are somebody who wants meal prep, I spent some time over the last few days looking through theverticaldiet.com and some of y'all's meal prep and your meals and everything. And I'm like, I usually cook a lot myself, so I might have to look at some of those meals and replicate some of those in my kitchen, and then every once in a while maybe order some as well. But theverticaldiet.com has some amazing meal prep options that I would definitely recommend you guys look into if meal prep is your thing, which I know a lot of you guys it is.